गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीबॉडी। आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे चैनल इंडियन मास कम्युनिकेशन में। इन दिस वीडियो लेक्चर वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट हिस्ट्री एंड एवोल्यूशन ऑफ पब्लिक रिलेशंस. So we have with us good food, Priyam, Sudeshna, and I can see other people also joining. So kindly do let me know whether I am audible. There is no technical issue. Then we shall start. So meanwhile, if you are new to my channel, my name is Tushar Goyal. I am a Ph.D. research scholar at Center for Media Studies, JNU, and I have also qualified JRF and other media related exams. So if you are preparing for any kind of media exam or you are in media, you are a media aspirant, consider subscribing to our channel. There is also an application and website, our Telegram group. So the links to all of them will be in the description box. Okay. So dear students, when we talk about history and evolution of public relations, okay, we are going to talk about the evolution of public relation as a profession and as a practice. Okay, when we talk about public relation, the idea about informing people, persuading people, okay, or managing reputation, crisis management, there are several instances in history or even our literature, mythology, where the practice or you can say idea of managing relations with key stakeholders, okay, or informing people, creating goodwill is present. Okay, so when we talk about Edward Burney, so he is often regarded as the father of public relations. He has said that the basic three tenets or the basic structure of public relation, okay, key characteristics which includes informing people, persuading people, integrating people with people, is as old as society. जब से इस संसार की संरचना हुई है, जब से हम कहें कि जब से ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन है, तब से ये चीज़ें होती आ रही है. ठीक है, अगर हम पुराने समय में बात करें, जब देयर वाज नो डेमोक्रेसी, देयर वर किंग्स, क्वींस, they had to maintain good relations with several publics. Okay, the common people, the neighboring kingdoms, okay, so they all indulged into public relations in the, you can say, nascent stage or early stages. The propagation of religion, it was also a kind of public relation. Okay, so the history of public relations could be traced back to the ancient Greeks who believed in the idea of public will, and even Romans. So there is a very famous quote na, janta ki awaaz na nakare khuda. So the voice of people is the voice of God. So the idea of maintaining good relations with key stakeholders or publics, internal publics, external publics, it has always been there. But now we are going to discuss about the evolution of public relations as a practice and profession. Okay, so when we talk about the key term public relations, it was first coined by the third US president, Thomas Jefferson. Okay, he used this term in his address to Congress in 1807. This is a very important fact. It has been also asked in a PYQ form. Okay, so you can make a note of it. Then let us go through a small evolution of thought, or you can say the idea of public relation. अभी हमने सारे models पढ़ चुके हैं, theories पढ़ चुके हैं. So you will find a evolution from, you can say, publicity, propaganda to strategic communication or managing two-way relationships. Okay. So in early 19th century, there were several, you can say, key incidents which actually shaped the profession of public relations. So in 1800s, it was the era of rhetorics, okay, or press agents who indulged in a lot of, you can say, pseudo events or creating spectacles like P.T. Barnum. So a bad publicity is also a publicity. Okay, there is nothing called bad publicity. So if you are into the news, the job is done for a PR professional, that is PR, you can say press agentry or rhetoric. Okay, so there is no thing as a bad publicity. P.T. Barnum sets the stage for attention of grabbing PR strategies. You do several events, you do activities which will grab eyeballs for you. Okay, it is still relevant in several cases. When we talk about celebrity PR, you will often find them indulging in these kind of activities. If they want to be in news, they can create any event. Okay, then early 1900s. So Ivy Lee, one of the you can say pioneers in the field of public relations. So this was the era of journalistic publicity tradition, where the role of a PR professional, okay, in companies such as Ford, okay, or there were several companies. So this tradition started because of industrial revolution. Okay, there were several you can say big industries, corporate houses which emerged, and there were several crises when they were dealing with different kind of stakeholders, like say mill workers, communities, government. So the role of a public relation practitioner. Okay, then the third stage was persuasive communication tradition during World War era, where there was a lot of propaganda. So Nazi Germany, several countries, they were managing the public opinions in their favor. Okay, so Edward Burney, he often regarded as the father of public relations. Okay, then post 1950s, so in between there was something very important which was in 1948, जो मुझे आप लोग बताएंगे, हमने बहुत बार डेवलपमेंट कम्युनिकेशन में बात भी करी है. So universal declaration of human rights. So post 1948 you will find there were several professional bodies like Public Relations Society of America or IPRA, okay, which formulated several ethical grounds for public relation professionals. Okay, so they after the era of propaganda or World War II, there were several unethical techniques used by public relation professionals. We have already discussed about those techniques like name calling, card stacking, okay, or even spreading lies. Okay, so post 1950s there was, you can say there was a rise of several professional PR bodies which formulated several ethical guidelines for PR agencies as well as PR professionals. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss about all of them, and we are also going to discuss about the recent trends in the public relations. So P.T. Barnum, as we have already discussed about him, so he is often regarded as the pioneer in press agentry, okay, or creating spectacles, pseudo events. So he was the American showman, businessman, and politician remembered for promoting celebrated hoaxes. So he ran a major circus show, okay, and he used to create you can say those pseudo events. Let's say, take an example that there was an accident in which a major star died, so it will create a lot of eyeballs. Okay, so no matter how so whether this news is truth or not. Okay, so press agentry, he is often related to press agentry model. We have already discussed about the 4 models of public relations. Okay, then came the journalistic tradition. Okay, so Ivy Lee was one of the pioneer of this tradition. Okay, and this emerged, this propped up because of the rise of industrial revolution. You should try to understand this. Okay, so because of industrial revolution there was also a change in the structure of society. So there were big industries. Okay, there was a lot of people started migrating from villages to urban centers where these industries were set up, and then there came a lot of corporate crisis. Okay, say so there were strikes, there was several incidents where there were poisonous gases which were released. Okay, so a lot of new kind of crisis emerged post industrial revolution. So there emerged the need for a public relation professional or in-house public relation professional, just like a journalist, okay, who could you can say maintain a relationship with all the key stakeholders. And what will be his role? To provide information, true information based on truth. So there are several key stakeholders. So there is government, there are employees, there are people around you, around your you can say mill or factories. You should provide them with true information, what is the current status. Okay, so the major focus during this era was to promotion of truth in public relation, in giving information, public information. Then when we talk about Ivy League, the next era, it was about scientific persuasion. So this was two-way communication, but the major focus was on the goals and the objectives of the organization. So Edward Bernays, it was during World War I and II. Okay, a lot of government propaganda. So they started looking at public opinion. A lot of surveys were conducted, a lot of interviews were conducted to gauge the public opinion and manipulate it, you should say, in accordance to the organization's or government's goal objectives. Okay, so there are several scholars who talks about it, the history of public relation. We are talking about this because it has been asked in a PYQ form. So Scott M. Cutlip, in his book The Unseen Power of Public Relations, he also you can say distributes these major incidents into 4 eras. So the first era is seedbed era, which is from 1900 to 1916. Okay, what is seedbed era? Where the foundations are being laid for this profession during Ivy League. Okay, so the journalistic profession, you can say writings of Ivy League and several key instances where, so this is a synthesis of history, American history, several key incidents. He talks about that there were 4 eras. So first was seedbed era, then was World War I, where a lot of state propaganda was being used for 2 things. First, to manage the internal conflict. So say there were a lot of hirings. When we talk about when we look in Europe, so they had to maintain the public opinion of their own people. Okay, they wanted to hire a lot of people in their army. Okay, and how to maintain good relationship with your allies. Okay, then Roosevelt era during World War II, and the last was during 1960s, the emergence of internet and other information technologies, the era of information societies in public relations. Okay, but there was a very common sense question. Scott M. Cutlip has divided the development of public relations in modern context into following periods. Read the options. Okay, seedbed era, World War First, Donald Trump era. This option should be null and void. Okay, you can use your common sense. Anna Andolan period, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, the era of information society. So the right answer would be, if we cancel this, okay, so A, B, C and A, B, E, there should be the right answer should be among these options. So the seedbed era, which was from 1900 to 1916, then World War First, 1914 to 1918. Okay, then the era of information society, which was from 1960s. Okay, so the right answer would be A, B and E. Okay, so till 1940s or till World War II, अभी हमने discuss किया. ठीक है, there were a lot of unethical activities or unethical practices which were being done in public relations. So say using propaganda, black propaganda, spreading of lies. Okay, but post, you can say 1947 or 1948, there were several ethical standards which were set by these professional bodies to counter unethical practices and to define the boundaries of public relations. So these all bodies are very important. There are several questions. So yesterday only, the last 10-year PYQs of public relations are live. So you will find at least 5 questions just from the chronology of these bodies. Okay, they will merge it with several other bodies. So you should remember the year also. Okay, so in 1947, Public Relations Society of America, it started. It is one of the largest and most prominent public relations organization in the world. What was its major objectives and achievement? It actually professionalized, okay, gave a professional outlook towards the practice of public relations. Okay, then 1955, IPRA, International Public Relation Associations, associated in 1955 at a meeting in London. We are going to discuss about all of them in detail ahead also. Then when we talk about public relations in India, so post independence, there was a sudden surge in several PR activities or PR agencies, because there were several, you can say, corporate houses which were set up, okay, in India. And like Tata was not foreign, Tata was Indian company, but Tata was one of the first corporate houses to actually identify the need of public relations. Okay, it even started with a PRO program to train people into public relations. Okay, but post independence, you will find a lot of corporate houses emerging in India, and there were a lot of tension between the key stakeholders and you can say the organizations. Okay, so PRSA, Public Relations Society of India, it was the first professional body of public relations set up in India, and it actually devised several key strategies, and it also started several educational programs for public relations practitioners. Okay, then another very important body is PRCI, Public Relation Council of India. Okay, let us discuss about them in detail. So Public Relations Society of America, it started in 1947. Okay, it is one of the largest and most prominent public relations society or public relation organizations in the world. Founded in 1947, it was established in the wake of World War II. We have already discussed about the interrelation between propaganda and public relations in the lecture of public relation theories. So there we discussed about propaganda in great detail. Okay, how the theories of propaganda are very relevant when we talk about public relations. Okay, so these societies were actually a counter to those propaganda in public relations. Okay, a time when the field of public relations was experiencing significant growth and transformation. Its formations make a pivotal movement in the history of public relations, as signified the profession's move towards a formalized standards and ethics and practices. So formalization in terms of training, okay, education, how to conduct all these research, say, or when we talk about writing a press release. Okay, the standards or ethical standards, there should be several things from which a PR professional should refrain from. Okay, then what is corporate? Corporate, I'm talking about corporate in the terms of corporate businesses. Okay, it reflects the professionalization and institutionalization of public relations as a critical function. So public relation as a management function in an organization, business organization. Okay, then comes several codes of ethics given by PRSA. Okay, so advocacy. So the PR profession should advocate the rights and the objectives of an organization, as well as all the key stakeholders. Honesty, they should be honest. There shouldn't be any pseudo events, or you can say creation of spectacles just for gauging the eyeballs. Okay, then expertise, they should first train themselves instead of learning on the job. There should be professional training of all the PR professionals. Then they should be independent. By independence, it means that they should be accountable for their you can say miscommunications or something which is against the standards of public relations. They should be loyal, fair. Okay, these are the few ethical guidelines of PRSA. Okay, Public Relations Society of India, and this definition by PRSA is one of the frequently and commonly used definition of public relations, which we have been referring to again and again in every lecture. Okay, so PRSA, Public Relations Society of America, defines public relation as a strategic communication. Okay, remember this word, strategic communication, process that builds mutually beneficial relationships. So by strategic communication, we mean that so when we talk about a organization or any business, strategic communication deals with several objectives. Okay, you can say it gives you a framework. Instead of just wasting your efforts here and there, there should be a blueprint. What do you want to achieve in an organization? What is your goal? Okay, and to achieve that goal, you use communication strategically. Okay, defined, you have defined parameters, you have defined the processes. Okay, so public relation is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and publics. ये हम इसके बारे में already बात कर चुके हैं. So our organization has several key stakeholders or publics. So it can be employees, government, retailers, okay, investors, stakeholders, shareholders. Okay, then came IPRA. Okay, very important. So it is Public Relations Society of America was set up in America. This is a global public relation body. Okay, so International Public Relation Association, IPRA, is a leading global network for public relation professionals. It was set up in 1955. It is so one of the most significant contributions of IPRA was to formulate global standards and ethic practices. Okay, it is very important, dear students. So PRSA के जो ethics और ये जो moral code of conduct है, they were also relevant, but IPRA came up with a global framework of ethical practices in PR, so which is applicable for everybody. Okay, even Public Relations Society of India also regulates on those principles. Okay, so in 1965, a very important conference which was Code of Athens. Okay, it happened, which was an undertaking of ethical behaviors by members of IPRA, or International Public Relations. So the Code of Athens, it is very important. Okay, it was conducted in Athens, 1965. Direct question was asked in CUET exam this year only. See, the professional code of ethics of public relation practitioners all over globe was finalized at a conference held at. So see how they are framing the questions. Everything is important. Okay, so it was in Athens. Code of Athens उसका नाम है ना, ठीक है? So what is Code of Athens? In 1965, the International Public Relations adopted the International Code of Ethics, which became known as Code of Athens. Okay, so what is Code of Athens? You can also visit the site of IPRA. Okay, so a PR professional should refrain from subordinating the truth to other requirements. It should not indulge in spreading lies. Okay, it should not indulge in propaganda. Okay, it should refrain from circulating information that is not based on established and ascertainable facts. Okay, it should do fact checking before spreading any information, writing a press release, taking part in any venture or undertaking that is unethical. Okay, so you can go through all these codes or ethics. They are self-explainable. Also, please visit the site of IPRA. Okay, you might find other information. I have also written or mentioned all the points in the Code of Athens. It's little you can say lengthy. Okay, so you can go through all of them on your own. Then when we talk about public relations in India, okay, so if they ask you, it's a very important MCQ which has been asked several times in CUET PG. So who is the father of Indian public relations? Kali H. Modi. Okay, he is known as the father of public relations. He, along with other people, he set up Public Relations Society of India in 1958. So 1958 Public Relations Society of India serves as a national association of PR practitioners and professionals across the country. It is one of the oldest and most prestigious PR organizations in India. So it also you can say institutionalizes the profession of public relations. Okay, it gives public relation practitioners a chance to network. Okay, and also it also shares a lot of educational resources. It curates a lot of educational resources also. Okay, then a very important body which was set up in 2004, which is Public Relations Council of India. So PRSI, Public Relations Society of India, 1958. PRCI, 2004. Okay, it was established in 2004. The PRCI promotes the highest standard of public relations practices through various initiatives, like it conducts workshops, conferences, and awards. Award is very important. So this award, the Chanakya National Award, is presented to the communication professional for their outstanding contribution to society, industry, and profession. You also please visit the website of PRCI. You will find a lot of journals which are related to public relations. Okay, if you are a scholar, if you are looking for some kind of topics or research topics related to public relations, you can go through those journals also. It has a lot of good articles also. So some of its journal includes Kautilya, Chanakya. Please visit, give only 5 minutes, okay, and visit all these websites, PRSI, IPRA. You will find a lot of new facts about them also. Okay. So there was also a PYQ. The Chanakya Award for Excellence in Public Relations is given by, this is a PYQ of UGC net only. So give me the right answer. So the Chanakya Award for Public Relations is one of the prestigious award in public relations. It is given by PRCI, Public Relation Council of India. Okay. Chaliye. Public relations was developed as a unique practice in good Sudeshna. No, what B? The right answer should be D. अभी हमने बात करी ना, Thomas Jefferson, he first used it. Okay. चलिए. So now let us also discuss about some of the recent trends in PR. So the recent trends in PR, it includes data-driven PR. So all the PR practitioner, they are monitoring the recent trends. Okay, analytics, Google Analytics, and so the use of a lot of data-driven PR. Okay, they are making use of data to create in their decision making. Then digital and social media integration, as you all know that along with traditional media and electronic media, social media has also become very prominent. So a very good image on social media has become the need of the hour for all the PR practitioners. So greater emphasis on incorporating social media strategies into PR campaigns. This is the new phenomena in PR practices. Then content creation. So this also is very interesting. So how content creation, let's say you are a medical, you are a hospital. Okay, you are a big hospital like Medanta Group, or let's not take any example. Okay, so there is a hospital XYZ, and if it creates a good content, okay, so let's say educational videos, that it is creating a lot of educational videos. You will find a lot of educational videos by these organizations. Okay, say there is a new kind of virus in the society, so you can educate people that how to safeguard yourself from these viruses. So it is also going to create good image among the publics, okay, when they are going to watch your content. Or let's say jingles or social corporate social responsibility. Okay, so a lot of content creation is being used for public relations. A lot of time you will find a lot of PSAs which are being created by these big organizations. Then crisis management in real time. Okay, why? So prevention is always better than cure. Why can't you mitigate it before that trigger happens? Okay, so a lot of PR professionals, they are monitoring the trend, and they are keeping a close eye on their recent you can say happenings, okay, around their organization. So they try to manage it before it blows out. Okay, then ethical and social responsibility, it's self-explanatory, increasing focus on social corporate social responsibilities and ethical communication to build trust with stakeholders. Then a lot of personalized communication, this is a very new trend. So using all these data, okay, or analytics. So what kind of so say you analyze what kind of public or stakeholders are associated with you. So there might be a case, let's say there are few people who are more well versed in Telugu language. So through all these generative AI and different Gen AI models, you can personalize the content. You can actually curate your press releases, your content into their language also. Okay, so personalized communication. Then a lot of visual storytelling. So earlier the press release used to be all in words, okay, in print form. A lot of infographics, okay, making it more interesting and recalibrating it with their brand identity, okay, compelling stories. Then employee advocacy has become very relevant post COVID-19. Okay, there is a massive layoff also, but at the same time a lot of talented employees, they are also leaving toxic companies. So leveraging employees as brand ambassadors to amplify organizations messages. So you are the organizations or PR professionals are trying to create good relations with their employees. Okay, integration of AI and automation. So adopting artificial intelligence and automation tools in efficient PR processes. So this is also related to data analytics, okay, or automating some redundant tasks like sending mails. So you can automate it, you can send it through AI, you can plan your emails. Okay, all these technologies are being also used in public relations. So guys, that was all from my side. Okay, I hope you gained new insights about public relations through this lecture. Kindly consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel if you have already not. You can go through the last 10-year PYQs on our application. From today onwards, we are also going to start with Unit 6, Media Ethics and Law in the evening. Okay, so I am also going to upload this PDF on our application. You can digitally